Spoiler alert, time management won't get you to do more of what you love. Hello, welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. I'm Sibylle, and today I'll tell you to use unstructured time to promote joy. The reaction I get most often when I tell somebody that I help people create space for their passion or hobby or interest is people saying, "Oh, that sounds lovely, but I have so much to do already. I just couldn't do this." And they'd be forgiven because usually when somebody does this, it's about doing time management, developing discipline to fit more into your schedule. But really, in fact, the opposite is required. Passion, just like joy and curiosity and creativity, don't do very well in rigid spaces. They thrive on what is called unstructured time. Your mission today is to learn how to use unstructured time to promote joy. Task number 1 is understand what unstructured time means. When we talk about time, we use words like saving time or wasting time, even spending time. When you look at these words, you realize that this is the same vocabulary that we use in the context of money. And that's not a coincidence. You've even heard the saying, time is money, it's sometimes true in the context of work, right, and business. But when it comes to creativity, the diametrical opposite is true and required. It's things like optimization, prioritization, discipline, all go out of the window. They're very useful tools when it comes to things like work, right? Work projects. And I'm not saying they're a bad thing, right? I'm just saying that in the context of passion, hobbies, interest, creativity, flow, they don't have a place. Okay, I'll take it back. They do have a place when it comes to things like if your passion requires practice, like practicing an instrument, or training if your passion is a sport, or if there is a group effort involved and you need a degree of structure to organize the group, right? So these things are important, and discipline can really pay off in the context of passion. I'm not saying to never use these. What I'm saying is if you find yourself often unmotivated, you need to also introduce this concept of unstructured time. Unstructured time is time that you reserve for your passion, but with no expectation to produce anything that has a practical use. Task number 2 is why you need unstructured time. So I've spoken before about the fact that creativity thrives on boredom of all things. And the same goes for interests and hobbies and the creativity, the curiosity and the joy that goes with them. Interestingly, also the state of flow that you might have heard about, this state of being in the zone of forgetting time and just being completely absorbed in the present moment of doing what you love. This is also a state that is impossible to schedule and time and to try and force. In order to foster the joy and happiness that come with being in the flow and that come with pursuing your passion, you need to create spaces where there are no limits, where things can just flow, where you just have fun and no expectations and nothing logical, rigid or structured. And you do this, funnily enough, by using structure. You use the structure of scheduling. So you create space, you create time, and you create this time with the purpose of not structuring it in any way and not having any expectations. The only purpose of these spaces is to have fun with your passion. Careful, this can also mean that you just sit there and daydream and don't actually do anything. Daydreaming, boredom, remember, can be a part of creativity. This will bear fruit maybe at another time. It might not be the same day or even week, but it will bear fruit at some point. You need these states. So you can just sit and daydream. You can do silly things. You can doodle. You can, whatever. If you're a painter, splash colors on a piece of paper without intending to ever show this to anyone. If you're a musician, improvise. right? Do something that is just for the sheer fun and joy of it. Be silly, be childish, and don't try to be productive. Something productive might come out of it, but that's not the goal. And when you do this, you will notice more and more that your motivation for doing what you love will increase. You will feel like it more and more. You won't have to nudge yourself to do something that you actually like doing. And that is because you have broken up the very structured day-to-day life in our modern times with something that is more suitable, that is a better home for your joy and your passions. And that brings me to task number 3, which is, as usual, let me know. Leave a comment below the video and tell me where you stand on this. Do you sometimes have problems feeling motivated for your passion? Would you like to, or are you going to maybe put some of the things into practice that I suggested? I'd love to hear from you, and I will not judge, and I'll reply to every comment. If you would like some more, consider joining the community of Wild Spirits by going to wildspiritscoaching.com and filling in that little form there. You get 1 email per week. It's 100% spam free, with additional articles and information and recommendations of books and other resources. And sometimes you get exclusive offers that are only for my subscribers that nobody else ever gets to see. So go to wildspiritscoaching.com and sign up, or you can Google Wild Spirits Coaching. That'll get you to the website as well. Thank you for watching.